Hi everybody, here is Jens from Tabletop Generals, and this is a response video to Brandon F. and Shadiversity. Yeah, and the topic is Longbow versus Musket. Brandon F., a great channel about the era of gunpowder muskets and historical stuff until and including World War I, has recently done a video about muskets versus longbow, which is the better weapon. And his conclusion is the musket. As history told us, muskets were used and longbows weren't used anymore. So, quite simple, is it? And then Shadiversity did a response video to Brandon F. And yeah, also stating that the musket is the superior weapon, and then pointed some points out which Brandon F. in his video does not. So I highly recommend you to watch both videos. I would put the link to both videos in the description. And yeah, those people who have already subscribed to my channel mostly know Shadiversity and Brandon F. But I highly recommend you both channels to you if you are interested in history. So that's out of the way, and let's get into the stuff which, yeah. So why do I think I can be any helpful to this discussion? Well, I'm not a medieval historian, or I'm not a historian at all. I'm a wargamer. So tabletop hobby is my passion, more or less, and history. And yeah, there were a lot of points where I thought, well, that's maybe not the case. Just to quote another historian, Tick, he always asked, is this really the case? Yeah, so I will steal this phrase and will take some points I found in both videos. So the idea was, on Shadiversity's point, that you can reshoot the arrows. Well, no. Todd in Todd's workshop did a lot of shooting stuff, and often the arrows were destroyed. Yeah, on impact or stuff like that, so you can't just reuse arrows. That's a misconception. Some of them maybe, but most of them are gone. So that's not a viable point, I think. Next point, what Shadiversity said was, you will not get fatigued as an experienced archer while shooting 40 or 60 arrows. That might be true if you are on full rations and had a good breakfast and are not ill and are not wounded. If you are, and even slightly wounded on the shoulder, on the arm, well, then shooting a 160-pound longbow or warbow will cost you dearly. So in ideal settings, an archer on a shooting range will not be fatigued, but a soldier on campaign they might be fatigued. So Brandon did not especially mention it, but I think his point was reloading a musket is not that physical hard as to shoot a 160-pound longbow. And therefore, the archer, if he has low rations or is some sort of ill, not really up to the task, he might really get fatigued. So, also a point I think Shadiversity got wrong. Yeah. Then we have the point of which both did not mention. The longbow is, in my opinion, a defensive weapon. Yeah, you could use it if you have some infantry which is assaulting to support. So you have infantry in the front rows, and then you have your archers and they shoot. So the infantry can charge. So, but then the archer are not attacking. They are just shooting. So in the medieval warfare, they are the ranged weapons. In the combined arms, you have your melee guys, you have your guys with halberds and spears, and you have your dismounted knights, you have your men-at-arms on horseback, you have all that kind of stuff. So you have a very mixed bag of troops, and everyone has his special role. And the archers and longbowmen and crossbowmen, they were the ranged weapons. So they were not attacking. They are stationary. So, and if you are a musketeer, during charging you can't shoot and you can't reload. Okay, but you can charge. And you can defend, which is a big bonus, I think, for the musket. Also, Shadiversity points out that the longbow is easy to replace and easy to produce. That's true. I'm not sure. I don't have a longbow for myself. But could be, yeah. But when you take a look at the whole picture, you have your medieval army with some longbowmen, and if you got some longbows destroyed, broken, whatever, you can replace them. Maybe. If you have the wood, the time, the fletcher you need. If all your army has muskets, and don't know, 1,000 guys will not fight in the campaign anymore, you have 1,000 muskets in spare. And you have defeated the enemy. So you have muskets you can loot from the enemy. And then you maybe replace the flintstone, the flintlock, some stuff. So I don't think the musket, even if it is a difficult weapon to build, more difficult maybe than the longbow, in the time of the musket, it's more easily replaceable on the battlefield. And that's so some points I found in both videos. So it's both are talking more or less about an ideal scenario. No long campaign, no maybe illness, full ration, full belly, good breakfast, but that's not really the case if you are in war. I was not in war, but more or less about all the books I have are about war, so I think I know what I'm talking about. Not experienced it by myself, but I read a lot stuff about war, so I maybe have an idea about it. And so the musket is more easily to use, to replace, and it's the more versatile weapon. You can attack with a musket, yeah, of course, and you can defend with a musket. It's not to criticize Shadiversity or Brandon F. Both make funny, enjoyable content. Both are different, but it's good. That's just my points on some of the stuff. Both missed, but I highly recommend you to watch both videos, check them out, and make your own decision about it. So, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and maybe I get a response from Brandon F. or Shadiversity on how viable my points are. So, thank you, have a good one, and bye!